What's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at Dallas Network. Now, really quick, we're going to talk about a subject that I have not talked about on this channel. Haven't you guys noticed we're doing that quite a bit? We're getting into other subjects that we haven't normally discussed. And the subject that we're going to discuss in this video here, guys, is Mexico Supreme Court says ban on recreational marijuana is unconstitutional. Now, what's that saying is, no, marijuana is not fully legal in Mexico. But this is a step. This is a major step in that direction. You're starting to get a lot of the government officials, different branches of government coming out and saying that marijuana is not, should not be illegal in the country. Now, where this goes from here, we don't know yet. But as we're looking onward to it, it's definitely a step in the right direction, guys. If you guys remember, Canada was the last country to legalize it across all boards throughout its whole nation. And I think the demand was so high, a lot of places ran out of supply within the first 24 hours. So, I really look at this as, like, I really see, President Trump, he's even made it known that he would consider legalizing it on a federal level across all boards. But right now he has Jeff Sessions in power, and a lot of you guys know where Jeff stands on the whole marijuana debate. So there's that whole division. We see, all if you're here in America and you look at all the states that have legalized it, not just for medical but for recreational as well, you could see the millions of dollars in revenue, extra revenue that is created. Even here in the state of Ohio, guys, we have, it's legalized for medical, but it's not put into place yet. Just over the summer, we had CBD. It was over there in the damn near in every store. And then a couple months later, I think it was like 2 months ago, it was being circulated that here in Ohio, you could actually be charged with a felony for having it. There's no medical FDA come out, or the pharmaceutical law of here in Ohio basically coming out and saying that anyone with CBD, it's still illegal. So there's stories coming out that someone got pulled over with a vial of CBD oil over a taillight, and they ended up arresting him, and he's looking at 12 years in federal penitentiary. That is insane, guys. Let me explain something really quick. I mean, that's, it's almost backwards here in this country where we're living at. You can get pulled over with CBD. All right, CBD has no, it has a very low THC count. And, it's very high up there in cannabinoids. And the problem with that is, like, you could sit there and drink the whole vial, 250 milligrams, 500 milligrams, 750. Even there's some brands out there that have 1,000 milligrams of CBD. But FDA, wants it regulated at 0.4% or less THC. You can drink the whole bottle, guys, and not get a buzz. And we see all the health benefits from it. But if I get pulled over with that bottle, I'm looking at a felony. But if I get pulled over with, like, let's say 3 grams of marijuana on me, I might just get a ticket, a misdemeanor, slap on the wrist, or I might have to pay a fine. So, we could take the plant that we smoke, that actually gives us side effects and gets us high, and just give that a misdemeanor. But then we get this medicine, the CBD oil, that come out, and you can actually get locked up for it. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that's raising a lot of eyebrows here in this state. We need to talk about it more, guys. Here in the state of Ohio, we needed to be able to come out and discuss it. I could see people online, Facebook, Twitter, that live here in Ohio that deal with the CBD. And people always want to be on Facebook or whatnot, be very vocal, but they're not out to their, to the elected leaders, voicing their opinions to it. So, I mean, we have to get everyone on board here, guys, and get this going. I'm sorry I woke up this morning. I got a little bit of acid reflux. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop back into this. Mexico Supreme Court says ban on recreational marijuana is unconstitutional. So, again, we might see Mexico in the near future, might be the next country to legalize marijuana across the board. I'm not saying that's happening right now, but this is an actual big step toward that. So anyways, let's go ahead and, get into this a little bit more. Mexico's Supreme Court on Wednesday ruled that an absolute ban on recreational use of marijuana was unconstitutional, effectively leaving it to lawmakers to regulate consumption of the drug. Again, guys, it's not a drug. That's just my opinion. That's just what Reuters is having it pronounced as. Announcing it had found in favor of 2 legal challenges filed against the prohibition of recreational marijuana use. Mexico's top court crossed the threshold needed to create jurisprudence. 5 similar rulings on the matter. That creates the precedent of the Mexican courts will have to follow. This is a historic day. An advocate of the drug reform and member of the opposition's leftist party of Democratic Revolution. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still trying to wake up here. And they're putting all these big words side by side, and it's really throwing me off. So anyways, they had a meeting, okay? Their Congress, whatever their government thing is, okay? And a lot of people's agreeing that, marijuana is not bad. And here in 2018, with all of the scientific research, not only but medical, but just the medical reason we can see how beneficial it is, and again CBD, but also recreational. There's a lot of people that would rather go home, smoke a joint, and chill, compared to get off work, go straight to the bar, get shit-faced, get behind a car, and run people over. Now, I'll be fair, there's some people out there that probably smoke a little bit of marijuana and can't control themselves. Just because I could sit there and smoke and then get behind a vehicle and act totally normal doesn't mean that you can. Same as, I get it. I had an uncle that could drink, and drive, and act like he was completely sober. It was ridiculous. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do. It's not. But still, we have that thing that's going on. People, well, what's better? Do we go get drunk at a bar and then drive? Or would you prefer people to, smoke? And I guess, you're going to have battles from both. But anyways, in a statement, the court said that the ruling did not create an absolute right to use marijuana, and the consumption of certain substances could be subject to regulation. But the effects caused by marijuana do not justify an absolute prohibition on its consumption, it said. The court ordered the federal health regulators, COFPRIS, okay, that's COFEPRIS, I don't know what that is, to authorize people seeking the right to use marijuana to do so personally, albeit without allowing them to market or use other narcotics or psychotic drugs. So anyways, like what they're saying is basically you're taking all these mainstream, I know I say mainstream a lot, and where my mind's going was mainstream media, but you're taking all these big pharmaceutical drugs, to handle a bunch of, uses, but also it's giving you a lot of side effects, and now we're starting to see, the rise in cannabis use, healthy, to treat certain elements or ailments, and it doesn't give you no side effects. Like, guys, I think I remember watching some kind of ad yesterday for, I think it was some kind of depression pill. And if you guys notice, like, they'll drop like 5 or 6 side effects, and then at the bottom it'll tell you to go to a website to view the full list. The list for a lot of these drugs are just insane, guys, of the stuff that you're putting in your body. You're taking this pill to fix one thing and one thing only, but there's a very high risk, or low risk, but it's still risk, of this drug totally messing something else up, which means that you're going to have to go back to the doctor, get on another drug. And we see it here more and more often, in the older generation. They go get on a drug for, one thing, start having side effects. Doctors want to start messing around with their medication, upping the dose, lower the dose, or maybe even just giving them something completely different, and then realize, it's shutting down their kidneys, or it's thinning out their blood, or it's not causing blood to pump through the heart as much. So we have all these drugs being pushed down to the society, and marijuana could actually fix a lot of that with no side effects. So of course, on a business front, it makes more sense to keep it illegal. I mean, I understand that, but also at the same time, I'm an avid user of it, and I don't agree with that one bit. I've always said that I really don't agree. CBD, guys, I've used it quite a bit. And that thing's helped me tremendously with my depression. I was on antidepressant pills for a long time, switched over to CBD, and it's one of the best choices I've ever made. Now, again, here in Ohio, they deemed it to be illegal, and you can't buy it in stores no more. There's a lot of stores that you can't. I mean, there's a lot of companies that won't even ship it to the state of Ohio, because we know how the post office is now. They're able to scan your products, scan your items, and it just makes it really hard. But also the person I am is like, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't put in my body. If you're putting all these other drugs out there and putting them into people's body, opiate abuse and all that, who are you to sit there and say that I can't put this in my body? Which, I mean, I get it, They don't like me being healthy. They don't like you being healthy. They don't like anybody being healthy. Why? Because being sick is very profitable, and it sucks. That's you want to be morally correct. That's one way to put it. So, anyways, officials in the incoming government of President-elect Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, I think I said his last name right, have indicated that they could take steps to legalize marijuana quickly as part of a broader strategy to fight poverty and crime. And, again, guys, like I said, if you guys look at all the states here in this country that has legalized it, whether or not it's for medical or for recreational, you can see the revenue that it's brought in. It's brought in billions and billions of dollars. All right, I'm taking all the states and putting them together. The industry itself here in America has brought in billions of dollars already. And thousands of jobs. Now Canada, again, like I said, you guys come out last month, legalized it across the board, and within 24 hours to a week, you guys were all dried up. The supply wasn't there for the demand. It's ridiculous. And then, like I said, President Trump, I really wish that he would legalize it, on a federal level. Not only because of that, because we already know, the jobs it would create, the millions of dollars in revenue it would bring, but also we can look at Canada and say, hey, you guys are struggling, to keep up with supply. Well, we can sell you some supply. Sell them some crops. Help them stay going. And work with each other, guys, instead of trying to fight and split with it. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and post a link in the description. There's a little bit more to read here. Actually, no, that is the end of the article. But yeah, Mexico is on the brink of possibly legalizing marijuana. Good job, Mexico. Good job. Alright, guys. Stay tuned. I'll be here making the next video here very shortly. Later.